Honorable Tony Okechukwu, Deputy Minority Leader. Honorable General and Honorable Adekoya, Deputy Minority Whip. Honorable, move for adjournment, please. Move for adjournment, move for adjournment. Adjournment. Move for adjournment, my friend.
Did you see that? So just in case you missed it, there you have it. I mean, barely 3 weeks into the 9th Assembly. So let's rejoin our guests tonight here in Lagos. We still have a Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Chief Robert Clark. And joining us from our Abuja studios are two gentlemen, actually. Dr. Cairo Ojogbo is an APC chieftain and a former lawmaker, as well as Honorable Darlington Wokocha, a PDP member in the House of Representatives. And joining us via Skype is Mr. Durand Odeyemi, the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the PDP. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us tonight. Now, I'd like to begin with Honorable Wokocha. Now, you, perhaps, I want to believe you witnessed this video we just saw firsthand that day. Now that you look back at that video, how does it make you feel?
Well, it's quite unfortunate that such a thing happened on the floor. I think one of the paramount things you should understand is that it's a variety of several individuals. That is why you call it a House of Representatives. And at the end, what matters most is what will be the product of such conglomerate or uniform gathering of people. But for Nigerians, I don't feel too good that such a thing happened. But the truth of the matter is certain points are being driven. And in that process of altercation, you see such a problem that arose.
All right, Honorable Wokocha, a moment. So I'd like to ask, on whose side are you on? Are you on Mr. Ndude Elumelu's side, who is said to be the choice of the House, or Mr. Kingsley Chinda, who is said to be the choice of the party? Whose side are you on? I'm on the side of Elumelu. Okay, yes. Understandably, there are a lot of issues surrounding this, a lot of controversies. Some people are saying this is a sabotage. In fact, the PDP has said that this is some sort of insubordination. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think the major function of a legislator must come to bear here. There are certain factors that put a legislator in a position of becoming a legislator. One is the Constitution. Then if you go through the Constitution, maybe Section 4, subsection 1 and 2, that have given us the right to make the laws. And also, you read it all through and know quite well that as a legislator, we have to make the laws across board. Then you now drive it a little bit by Section 60, subsection 1 of the Constitution that had granted us the right as well to make the laws and as it regulates our own conduct. So when you regulate your conduct, that has now given rise to our providing a rule book, a standing rule book, which now states the way we conduct ourselves on the floor. So now when we now conduct ourselves on the floor, that does not matter irrespective of your party. Because at the beginning of every section, now the House reviews their standing orders. Then when they review their standing orders as it suits that present, if there are certain inconsistencies in the former House, then they will make the necessary changes.
Right.
Now, this particular section that has to do with what is happening on this, within this timeline, is a particular section of our rule book. If you go to Rule 7, or the 7, Rule 8, where it clearly stated that all the parties, not party, all the parties, minority parties, will now decide and nominate who will lead them as minority leader and other functionaries as well.
All right.
So within that line, you now see that the people that nominated Elumelu doesn't have to be the PDP people alone, members alone. It must be other parties, members of other parties as well, like the ABGA, like APP, all of them.
All right.
Now coming together, say, we have this man, we have confidence in this man, and let him lead us as minority leader. So,
Honorable Wokocha, a moment. I'd like to briefly take Mr. Jiro Deyemi's side of the story briefly. Now, Mr. Jiro Deyemi, the PDP has suspended some of these members that seem to be involved in this action. And the question now is, Honorable Wokocha is standing on the rule book. What is the PDP standing on?
Let me correct one impression, and this is the fact that the PDP did not suspend anybody based on their action on the floor of the House. The reason why they were suspended was based on the fact that they were invited. And rather than come up with and present themselves to the National Working Committee, they wrote letter to the chairman and to the National Working Committee that will not be able to come. And the party frowned at it. That, you know, we can resolve issues, but we cannot resolve it without your presence. So we sent invitation to you that we should come for a meeting so that we know the reasons behind your action. But instead of coming, what they did was to write a letter. In fact, one of them wrote a letter that will not be coming, he will not be able to make it. And the party felt insulted with that and placed them on 1 month suspension.
Okay, Mr. Odeyemi, in the eyes of your party, who is the House Minority Leader?
Honorable Chinda, that we nominated, that we recommended to the Speaker of the Rep, Honorable Bajabi Amila, is the one we recognize and we support as the Minority Leader.
But now, like I said earlier, Honorable Wokocha is standing on the rule book saying, this is why we made our decision. And you appear to be, the question is, what are you standing on, especially because the Speaker of the House actually mentioned the name of Honorable Elumelu?
Yeah, we understand that. We all watch it on TV. But we believe he has no right to petition our letter and announce any other name apart from the one presented to him by our party.
Okay, so let's come back to Abuja and speak with Dr. Cairo Ojogbo. You are a member of the APC, an APC chieftain, and interestingly, a former lawmaker. There have been allegations that the APC is trying to stifle opposition. In fact, a video emerged from the House just this past week showing the Speaker speaking to Honorable Chinda. And Honorable Chinda went ahead to say, I ask you to retract those words. It sounds like you're being, too reprimanding. So what do you say to people that say that the APC is probably trying to stifle opposition in the House?
No, first of all, let me make it very clear. The Speaker is a very experienced lawmaker. In 2003, that was the year he started, and I was with him from 2003 to 2007. And he's somebody I know. But you see, a house of that size, you have to be able to show strength of character for you to be able to manage the House. I don't see anything wrong in the way the Speaker addressed Chinda. What the Speaker said was, my friend, just behave yourself. And there's nothing wrong in it. The previous day, the Chinda caused a lot of problem and commotion in the House. And then he will not be a Speaker and then sit down in the Speaker's seat. You have no respect for the seat. You have no respect for the House. And then you start to cause commotion. No, the National Assembly is not River State. And it's very clear that the Speaker had to take charge of the floor. You can see that after the reprimand, Chinda behaved himself. And that put an end to it. It's kudos to the Speaker. But let me very quickly clarify an issue. What the PDP does not understand is that the rule book manages the conduct of the House of Representatives. And what the rule book says is very clear. Order 7, Rule 8, it says that all the minority leaders join together will nominate, either by contest or agree, and bring out their leadership. And once it says the entire body of the minority leadership, if it was only PDP, then the PDP body can have a say. But now that it is the entire minority parties, then it is no longer possible for PDP to have a say. Right. It is now the responsibility of the members sitting in the House of Assembly, in the House of Representatives, to nominate their leaders. Right. And that is where the Speaker and the House, they are absolutely correct.
Okay. Now.
And the PDP, you see, the impunity in the PDP cannot be allowed to continue. You invite people, members of the House of Rep to a meeting, just give them 24 hours notice. You do not even know where they are. And the members say, look, we will come. Please, give us another date. What is wrong with that?
Now, Dr. Ojobo, we'll get to some of these issues in a moment. We'll still get to some of these issues. But let's come back to Lagos and ask Chief Robert Clark. You've watched what has played out. You have followed this. What do you make of what is currently happening in the House of Representatives?
Well, when I was in the grammar school, I would have thought such things would play out. But let us be honest, this is politics. It happens in all other countries. Chairs are being thrown. But I just believe that we have to have such differences so that we can become unanimous in many other matters.
But does that mean this is acceptable?
It is acceptable, no.
And with the shoving, the fracas, and all that, is it acceptable?
It's nothing new. It's nothing new. When you start a fracas, it's the way you end it that matters, not the way you started it. It was ended very well. They had agreed. They have accepted a minority leader.
It appears they've not actually accepted.
They have not accepted. I observe.
Honorable Chinda is a minority leader. Yeah. Another faction is saying that it's Honorable Elumelu. So I don't see a resolution.
You see, the problem is this. Not one of us can control what is happening in the House. They are the master of their House. They have the rules. If they play to the rules, I've listened to the two of them. I seem to agree that when Rule 7, Order 7, Rule 8 says that all opposition members, that does not give rise to one party who is in opposition to say it controls all other members. So it's neither here or there. They will trash it out, and life will continue with us.
Okay, now that you say they will trash it out, Honorable Wokocha, now that this suspension has come into effect, what is the next move?
Well, sincerely, I want to say this clearly. I'm happy that the Deputy Public Secretary said that what happened, the suspension, the so-called suspension, is now hinged on what happened on the floor. That's the beauty of democracy, and that is to show you how big PDP is. It's a very strong party. Maybe that was the means and way of communicating to the members that they should respond to their call as quickly as possible. That is, I don't think it's an impunity. I only say this is to show how strong the party is. Now the suspension, in quote, has come. I think as soon as possible, the party will resolve the issue, because as a big family, as a very large family, you expect some altercations here and there at times, but that does not bring, does not mar the entire situation. I know as the so-called suspension has come, they will go back and now see how to respond to the party as quickly as possible, and we'll meet and discuss effectively. But one thing that is sure is this. You see, the institution that's called the legislature and that of the party, these are two different institutions that operate with different standards. And that of the legislature will take its course because it has a procedure. We have followed the procedure to the point where the order paper and the votes and proceedings have been adopted. And it takes a very longer procedure as well to review one or two things. But one thing is sure, by the time we reconcile the entire situation, all the differences within the party level, then we can now know what to do.
Okay.
But Ndude Lumelu, as it stands today, because majority of the members are in support of him.
Okay, Honorable Wokocha.
Not only
briefly,
the PDP members.
Honorable Wokocha, briefly.
Including the minority members.
Honorable Wokocha, can this decision be reversed? Is that possible?
Well, I don't think it's possible because as it stands, the process has taken its course to almost to the fullest.
Okay.
So I think we will keep moving on.
All right.
And see, because the people we're talking about, we're all, if it's a family where we have three, like children, we're all the children of this party. And party cannot favor one person more than the other. And these are all intelligent people. If you talk about Elumelu, he's a man that we have checked his pedigree, including the Right Honorable Chinda we're talking about, has benefited from his pedigree, his intelligence, and his delegated responsibility in the 6th Assembly when he chaired the House Committee on Health.
Okay.
He's a man with vast knowledge.
So Honorable Wokocha, let's get Mr. Odeyemi's opinion.
You said something. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
Please land. Please land.
You said something when you said that that there's an outside view that APC will hijack, or I don't know how you put it, stifle the leadership. There's nothing like that. If somebody like Elumelu, during the time he was the House Committee Chairman on Health, on Power, could probe the power sector while he was still serving the government within that time, I wonder who and how he can give in to unnecessary situations that are unwarranted that will bring the country. All right, so let's speak with Mr. Odeyemi before we go on our break. Now, you have listened to Honorable Wokocha. He has said that this decision cannot be reversed, according to him. So, question is, what is the PDP trying to achieve with this suspension on one hand? And two, this speaks of a major division in your party. Surely this is not good for your party at this time.
Yeah, I quite agree with you that it is not good for our party at this time. But that is not to say that as a disciplined political party, when there are issues, we cannot query our members. We have every right to do it because the party is supreme. And just like I said, these honorable members are not there because of their individual names. They are there because they represent PDP and they represent the people. They are there today on the platform of PDP. So they are not there based on their nomenclature. So based on that, if the party decides to give them an instruction and that instruction is flouted, the party reserves the right to query them and look into how we can bring discipline among ourselves. It's just normal and it's just necessary. There's nothing we can do about it. But at the end of the day, we assure you, it's still a family affair. We will resolve it in a better way that our party will come out stronger.